Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to my channel. My name is Danye, and today we'll be discussing a very important topic: how much should you be eating, and how do you figure out the macronutrients you need for your lifestyle. Thank you again for clicking on this video, and the first thing I want to quickly touch on is my scope of practice. So I am an ACE certified personal trainer. ACE stands for American Council on Exercise, and that is a nationally accredited organization for personal training, and I'm currently working on my nutrition specialist certification. So I am not a registered dietitian. I cannot prescribe meal plans, and I cannot tell you exactly what to eat. I can provide nutrition information. I can give you information put together by a registered dietitian. I can show you a bunch of different tools on where to go to find information on nutrition and how to figure out your macros that way. And I can give you any government regulated information that is already put out there for health and fitness. First thing you need to do when you're trying to figure out how much you should be eating or what your macronutrients are is stop looking and start figuring out what you're already doing. Figure out where your body is right now. What is your current meal plan? Do you have a meal plan? Are you just eating whatever you want whenever you want, or doing what's called intuitive eating? Sit down, write down what you're eating, put it in an app like MyFitnessPal, go to myplate.gov and actually see what you're intaking. I recommend track what you're eating for at least a week, maybe two. That way you can get a good average and understanding of what you're intaking on a daily basis as far as calorie goes and as far as macronutrients go. If you don't have that, how are you supposed to figure out your plan to get from point A to point B? If you want to lose weight, how are you supposed to figure out how to get there if you don't know where you started? It's like putting in an address to MapQuest but not telling them where your starting point is. How on earth is MapQuest supposed to tell you how to get there if it doesn't know what point A is and it only has point B? Okay, now that you know where your point A is and how much you are eating on an average daily basis as far as calories go and macronutrients go, now you can figure out what your goal is and where you want to be. The equations are going to help you figure out how many calories you should be intaking on a daily basis, and this is called the Mifflin St. Jeor Equation. I will put them both up on the screen. There is a separate one for men and women, so make sure you're looking at the correct equation. It is based on your height, weight, type of daily energy expenditure, and I'm blanking, height, weight, and age. Height, weight, and age. I don't know why I was spacing there. So take a look at these calculations, write them down, and this is going to figure out your resting energy expenditure first. So exactly how many calories your body scientifically should need pretty much to lay around and do nothing all day. I'm going to put up an example on the screen to show you exactly what it would be for my personal height, weight, age, and body type. So take a look at that, do your calculation, pause this video if you need to, and then come back to it. Once you get your numbers for the Mifflin St. Jeor equation, which is going to show you again your resting energy expenditure, the amount of calories that you need to just lie around all day, then you are going to take that number and multiply it by either 1.2, which is designated for sedentary activity throughout the day, 1.375, which is light activity, 1.55 for moderate activity, 1.725 for very active, and 1.9 for extra active. Also keep in mind that weight for this equation is done in kilograms and height is done in centimeters. Now that you have this number from these equations, take that number and then take a look at what you've actually been eating. You may see a huge difference, you may not, but that's going to give you your point A and then what is recommended scientifically to maintain your current height, weight, and energy level, height, weight, age, energy level. So if you want to maintain what you have, that's technically what you're going to have to stick to. However, everybody is different, and you might realize that you're not already eating that much or you're eating way more. Say you're eating 300 to 400 calories on average less. Abita, calm down. Dogs run all over the place. Say you're eating a whole lot less than what is suggested for maintenance level on your average daily caloric intake. What are you going to do? Are you going to immediately start eating those calories that are recommended? No, don't do that. I do not recommend you do that, because if you immediately start eating 300 to 400 calories more than what you're already eating and your goal is maybe to lose weight, you're probably not going to lose weight. You're probably going to put weight on. Same goes for if you're eating 300 to 400 calories or more than what the maintenance level calories for you should be. If you immediately take out 300 to 400 calories and your goal is to just maintain your weight and be a healthy individual, then you're probably going to lose a bunch of weight. So again, think about where your point A is, where you want your point B to be, and what that recommended level is. Use that as a tool, as a guideline. Don't take that as that's exactly what you need to be eating, unless you sit down with a registered dietitian or a doctor and they specifically tell you that that is what you need. Now let's quickly discuss how we need to break down our calories. So you've got actually four different types of macronutrients that are within calories that you are going to be consuming. So you've got fats, you've got carbs, you've got proteins, and then you also have the category of alcohol. But we're going to focus on fats, carbs, and protein. So 1 gram of fat is 9 calories. 1 gram of carbs and 1 gram of protein is 4 calories. So your fat calories are just over double the calories that come from carbs and protein. Everything you eat has different macronutrients. To figure out what is in your different food sources, you can go to myplate.gov, you can go to Google, you can go to MyFitnessPal. There's a ton of different apps and things out there that you can look up food nutrition information. There's tons of books out in Barnes & Noble or Amazon. You can find the information pretty much anywhere. You just have to take the time to look and see what's in the types of foods you're eating. You can look on the nutrition labels for the food that you picked up at the grocery store. Most packages have nutrition labels on them, and that's where you're going to probably fastest find that information on what types of calories and macronutrients are in the foods that you are eating. It's recommended that you eat somewhere between 0.8 and 1.1 grams per pound of body weight for protein intake. So for example, I weigh 130 pounds. I generally eat about 130 grams of protein per day. Not everybody wants to eat that much, not everybody needs to eat that much, but for me, that works. So take your body weight, and depending on what you would like to do, try multiplying it by 0.8, try multiplying it by 1.1. The next macronutrient you're going to want to figure out is how much fat you want to intake per day. Generally, it's recommended somewhere between 20 and 30% of your calories come from fats. So figure out in that range how many you want to devote to your day, and take your total amount of daily calories that you calculated, multiply it by that percentage, either 0.2, 0.25, or 0.3, or whatever percentage you decide is what you need to do. And that is going to give you the total amount of calories that are going to go towards your fats. Then to figure out how many grams, you divide that number by 9. Now that you have your total amount of calories separated out into your protein and your fats, subtract both of those numbers from your total daily calories that you calculated, and then the rest of the calories that are left over are going to go towards your carbs. So just take the number of calories that you have left over, divide it by 4, and that gives you the grams of carbs that you want to intake for the day. Now, if you don't want to do this calculation on your own, you don't have to. Go to myplate.gov and you can plug in your personal numbers, so your age, your height, your weight, the type of daily energy expenditure you have going on, and that site will calculate out everything that you need and more. So you can figure out your sodium intake, you can figure out your calcium intake. So in addition to your macronutrients, so your fats, your carbs, and your protein, you can do pretty much anything on the nutrition label that can calculate it out for you. That was my pretty brief and basic how to calculate your total calories for the day and how to figure out your macronutrients. Please give this video a thumbs up. Comment below with any questions that you have. I know this was very basic, or maybe it wasn't basic, but comment below. Let me know what questions that you have, and I will definitely see you guys in the next video. I enjoy doing informational videos, so there will be more to come in the future. Anyway, thank you guys again, and happy calculating. Quaid, how much do you get to eat a day?